Hello, friends and fans. I think this is happening and working. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm hopeful. So, yeah, it's about 5 o'clock. We're here. We're going to get a little poetry reading going. I'm super stoked to be here with Poets in Pajamas this evening. I've got my lovely silk cat shirt here that I'm super stoked about. And yeah, I have these cool cat ears and I'm just ready to be sparkly in your living room and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm going to be reading some poems from my book, which is right here with me, if I can grab it. Big Feelings. This is my new release with Game Over Books. Came out on the 5th of May, and now she's out in the world, and I'm just reading to try to get people to pick this puppy up. So, yeah, I'm going to be reading from Big Feelings today. That is with Game Over Books. Game Over Books is a Black-owned business, if you were unaware, so please go support them. Go support Black authors and all that kind of good shiz. Yes, what else? Tonight's reading is in benefit of the Okra Project. The Okra Project is an organization that helps to feed trans and gender nonconforming Black folks. I really believe in the work that they're doing, and I really think that right now, especially as a Latina in the community, the best thing that I can really do is not try to center myself or my narrative here. We really need to uplift the voices of our Black friends right now, and we need to stand for all the right things in this moment too and be on the right side of history. So please take a listen to these poems tonight. I also really hope that you'll consider donating to the Okra Project. The Okra Project also has a few funds going to support the folks who are dealing with the loss of Tony McDade and Nina Pop. Those are two trans Black people who died recently. And yeah, so please throw some money their way, do whatever you can, and keep supporting these really important, extraordinary causes. I believe Poets in Pajamas just popped that link in the comments there if you want to check it out. So please do so. What else? Yeah, quarantine's still happening. That's still a thing, and it's fun. I bought my cat Ducky a pizza bed because pepperonis are his favorite food. So he's asleep in his pizza bed right now, and that is making me really happy. I'm trying to think of like 5 things that are bringing me joy, I guess. Yes, so Ducky in the pizza bed is absolutely one. Um, what else? I'm really enjoying live readings and live events with people. That's bringing me joy because normally I go to competition and I see people like, you know, once a year at competition, but it's cool because now we can see each other over Zoom and hear poems and stuff. And I really love that. And I love eating gummy bears and drinking LaCroix during internet poetry slams. So, yeah, super jazzed about that. Chickpeas are awesome. I like cooking chickpeas and paprika, so that's bringing me joy. Um, what else? I just ordered a milk frother. I'm really excited about that. That is bringing me joy. And I'm learning so much stuff from YouTube. I guess that's the other thing. I'm spending this time to be internal and learn and write and make stuff. And I made a shelf. So that's cool. Yeah. So if you're doing quarantine type things and you have other suggestions for things that are bringing you joy or keeping you busy, I would love it if you would pop them in the comments. Because yeah, I just like to know what's making people happy even when things are really hard. I'm a big proponent of radical joy in the face of terrible things. I think that our joy is super radical because nobody even expected for us to survive. They didn't want us here. So not only are we going to survive, we're going to like be super fucking joyful about it and dance to Rihanna in your face. And I think that's amazing. So, that was my very long intro. I'm Gigi Bella. I was the 10th ranked woman poet in the world. I have done some stuff. I do shows sometimes with people like Andrea Gibson and Olivia Gatwood and Sabrina Benaim and just like people who I just like don't even believe that they even know my name. I am a sparkly mermaid, as you can see. Tonight I'm a cat mermaid, otherwise known as a permaid. Haha. And yeah, I'm going to read some poems from my new book, Big Feelings, that's out with Game Over Books. So we're going to start with a little bit of that radical joy, because that's what I'm looking for today. Also, I need a little bit of that. Yeah, we just came out of Taurus season. I'm very heavily a Taurus, very heavy into the Taurus business. So this poem is called Taurus Season. Taurus season is like craving a corn dog and finding an extra corn dog in your drive-through bag. Like the sun came back from a bad breakup, all glow and shine and stay so bright you forget every bad thing. Taurus season is a thrift store haul to make a fake hipster jealous, where everything was $1. Taurus season is Easter lace and crisp crinoline, the saccharine sweet howl of little gay church laughter. Taurus season is that entire Lizzo album, multiple friends sending you articles about Olive Garden, sending you poems, saying you, yes, you, I see all that broken is brave, I am proud of you, okay? Taurus season is that good orgasm you've been waiting for. Sour Patch Kids and peanut butter M&Ms at the movies, you couldn't decide, so you just got both. Tiny wildflower bouquets from the cracked dry earth, like, whoa. Look how you bloomed when there was nothing around to water you. Pin it in my hair. Call it a festival look. Celebration of survival. Taurus season is like my birthday is the entire month of May. Watch me tiara. Crown myself Amelia Mionette Thermopolis Rinaldi, Princess of Genovia. On the hunt for a real foot poppin' kiss. Michael Moskovitz makeout says shallow playing in the background in my lips. Poem His Lips. Taurus season is when he looks at me like Bradley Cooper looked at Lady Gaga at the Oscars. Like maybe the whole rest of the world is fucked, but this moment isn't. Like candle flickers while I read my song lyrics all slam poet like. Taurus season is my weird black hole hometown all squished into the tiniest twinkling view. Like stars too close together dotting our mouths while we story tell and shit talk. Taurus season is good secrets. Slumber party giggled like we are here and I trust you. I trust you. The dizzy slip into becoming. The rosé cider I said I wouldn't drink for fear of appearing basic. Taurus season is 80s prom pastel punk show. Two tight jeans that suck your butt into shape. The graceful acceptance of another year. Finally getting to bloom after all the empty, sad seasons. Taurus season is fuck. I do not feel ready to be, but I love to bloom. I have to plant. Just want to grow more and more of this. Thank you. That is Taurus season. Pretty exciting stuff, friends. I've been doing a lot of accents lately. I think my boyfriend's getting kind of sick of me because I'm silly constantly because I am stir crazy. But I'm inside, staying safe. So beggars can't be choosers. What else? Yeah, so I wanted to read a poem that is an ode to my cat. I never read this poem. I just felt like reading it because right before I walked in here, I was wearing my cat shirt and I saw him being all cat in his pizza bed, and his pizza bed came with these little pepperonis and sardine pillows, and he just sleeps in there, and it's so good, and it's like all the joy I've ever wanted. So I saw him sleeping in there, and I decided last minute that I wanted to put this poem in the set because it just makes sense. So this is Ode to Ducky, the bodega kitten. To paws dipped in milk like forever socks, like miniature whiskers, freckled mouth with baby dinosaur teeth. I only got out of bed today to watch him snatch a ribbon, to Google whether or not it was okay to feed him pepperoni. I have not slept. Nights full of manyness and missing the boy and loneliness and unbeing. I children's Benadrylled my wine. Did the sad drinking thing they tell you not to do. I have never been maternal, not even to myself tonight. He paws and kneads his way onto my bosom. Nah, fuck that. My titty shelf tucks his soft monster head into décolletage and kiddies himself into dreaming, his toy drum heart beating, telling me stories of how he survived this big trash city, whispering, look at how we made it here together, reminding me that feeling small only means that I am so, so alive. So to Ducky the Bodega Kitten. I need some LaCroix. Sorry. It's fresh. This is pamplemousse, in case you're wondering. I really love LaCroix. It tastes like cotton candy with no sugar. It's just excellent. Oh, yeah. I swear I do readings all the time. I'm just particularly all over the place today. This was the other poem I was going to read, and I'm finding it for you now. I got really excited on another note because SPD, which is Small Press Distribution, which distributes the books to all the bookstores and shit like that, they put my book on their list, and they were like, hey, we recommend this book. So yeah, if you don't believe me or anybody else, they said it. So you should really pick it up, is what I think. Yeah, so I wanted to read this poem. I've been reading it a lot in features and stuff lately. I never really get to read it, but yeah, I feel like it's a good moment. So the Amy Cooper incident in Central Park really reminded me of where I was at when I was writing this shit. And yeah, you know, we all just kind of like know that woman, or have been compared to that woman, or have worked with that woman. So this is a poem about that woman. Her name is Brenda. I just hate it when people mispronounce my name. Like, it's really not that hard. Okay, my name is Brenda. Upper West Side Brenda, Nob Hill Brenda, Clarksville Brenda. Hi, my name is Brenda. I only live in neighborhoods where I can get a scalp massage immediately after hot yoga. My Fiat needs an oil change, so my husband Brad said I should just get a new one. Then I'll have like 3. I'm an Amazon Prime member, so I get my $4 blueberries from Whole Foods for my daily kale smoothie. Call me Keto Diet Brenda, Lululemon Brenda, shitting on my water weight Brenda. I hate all those accessible bikes and scooters because like anyone can use them. It makes the neighborhood so urban. I only like Cardi B when she sings about like feminism and like being a woman, you know, when it's like comfortable for me. But I mean, I sing I like it at the wine bar with my girls. Oh, Kurt. I just can't do it. It's just so hard to roll my R's or like lift a finger or like see a world beyond the Tiffany tennis bracelet on my wrist. The Mexican coffee shop down the street is so dirty, but like they're turning it into a Starbucks, so who cares? I always get a venti gentrification or a grande neighborhood restoration with soy almond Republican tendencies and like passive aggressive white supremacy. Keeps me from getting bloated. Also, I live for rosé, like yes, rosé all day. Sometimes my drink of choice is a vodka soda. My drink of choice is white femme. My drink of choice is affirming myself as a standard so that every other girl on the planet knows that they're just a supporting character in the world of Brenda. Every guy who's ever seen me wants to be with me. And like, how can I blame them? I am like painstakingly manic pixie perfect. Meeting a non-Brenda would mean having to understand a world outside of societal expectation. Plus, I'm like so cute. Have you seen my $90 haircut? My $90 manicure? My $90 lack of a soul? Just want you to Real Housewife me, marry me until we separate, until we are like nuclear family, until we are like the measure of heteronormative Caucasian perfection. I never asked to be like special or like different or like interesting. I just want everyone to stop calling everything I do cold cultural appropriation. Like, everyone knows that I created the world. It all belongs to me anyway. Like, would you go into a church and like start attacking God? All I ever did was teach the world how to be perfect and vote for Hillary Clinton and sing Fight Song in my car. All I ever did was name my baby Brinlington and stand Scarlett Johansson and bulldoze everything was here before to create a Kardashian paradise. So yeah, I'm basically God, and I'm just trying to order my fucking Starbucks on my way home from cycling class. All I ever did was ask you to get my fucking name right. That's Brenda. I always have to take a deep breath. I always have to be like, exhale the brand out. Ugh, it's just like so much. But yeah, that's Brenda. You know, we're all a little angry right now, and I think that's totally justified. I think that's totally. Why not? Why not? Yeah, so it's been a weird time, you know, no need to say that too much, but it's been a weird time. And yeah, I was coming out with this book, and then I had this whole tour in place, and it was like, yo, global pandemic, nobody go anywhere. And it was really hard and scary, and I was super freaking out. And I just didn't understand why it was happening for the longest time. I was super depressed. But what I realized is that the pandemic was actually the perfect time for this book to come out. And I think it's still the perfect time for this book to be out in the world, because it is a book about survival. And it is literally a roadmap to my survival that I wrote when I was like lowest of the low. And so, yeah, it's really my whole heart for it to be out and reaching the people that it's reaching right now. Thank you so much for posting pictures with it and messaging me to tell me which poems you like and all that kind of shit. Like, that just really means so much to me. So yeah, I realized that it was the perfect pandemic book when I realized that the last poem in the book is quite literally about the end of the world. And this is a poem that I wrote in a Dunkin' Donuts when I didn't have anywhere to live, that is after Ada Limon. It's called Burn It All. Say I can't pay rent or electricity or phone bill. Say I never stop getting fired. Say I never find the exact right place at the exact right time. Say they won't neuter my cat because I make $1 too much. Say I eat a lot of tuna. Say I've been burned out for the last 4 years. How can I still be burning? Say they turned my high school home into a very important gas station. Say, when will they gentrify the mountains? Say I do not know how to do my taxes. Say I am still sad tomorrow. Say I cannot hold it down with iced coffee. Say I eat gummy bears for dinner. Say you leave. Say I leave to see if it'll make me feel less alone. Say all I do is leave, or at least that's what it feels like. Say I do not know how to person. Say alone is not on my resume. I always get fired from it too, collect unemployment. Say I don't make it after all. Say I am not all the things I thought I'd be. Say somehow it'll all be okay. Say fuck it. Say we roll around in the grass. Say we stare down everything that will kill us. Say we post it on Instagram and make out, take a very sexy bath and all the bills we didn't pay, recreate that scene from Pretty Woman. Say we run and run and run. Say we stop, watch it all burning, the prettiest sunset. Say we have a picnic, watch the sky go down, watch it all go down. Yay! Thank you. That's probably the weirdest thing about like doing readings in your house, is that you have to just like, you have to applaud yourself. You have to be like, oh my god, that was so good, but like just to you. And I got the selfie light on right now, so I'm just like, bitch, oh my god, that was so good, and you're so pretty, and I love your cat ears. Like, I'm just like complimenting myself how I would compliment other people at readings. Just me? Okay. Good times. So I have another poem for you. I've got one more for you, and then we're going to head into Q&A, where you can send me questions in the comments, which I can see right here because this is the internet. Yeah, and you can send me questions about whatever you want. You can send me questions about my process, or my sparkly blue lipstick, or when I'm writing a poem, what's the color in my brain? Whatever you want, you can send me questions and I will answer them. And I'm super stoked because I've never gotten to do that before, so that's fun. Additionally, I mentioned earlier, but I'll mention again, we are raising money for the Okra Project. The Okra Project works to feed trans and gender nonconforming Black people in the community. So please send them money. They've also got funds set up for, they've got fundraisers set up for Tony McDade and Nina Pop in the wake of their loss. Please support. If you're not out there on the ground protesting right now, please put your pocketbook toward donating to these causes, to these folks who need and deserve our help. Please do that. That's what I'm going to ask you to do. I want you to send them a whole bunch of money tonight. And yeah, you can also pick up this little buddy at gameoverbooks.com. It's not on Amazon. I think you can get it from a few bookstores, but really gameoverbooks.com is the main shway. So pick that up when you get a chance after you make your donation. And I'm going to do one more poem for you. It's like a poem song combination type deal. And this is one of my favorite pieces to perform when I'm out in the world and stuff, and it's just generally how I'm feeling. I'm going to take another sip of LaCroix. Stay hydrated, my friends. It's important. Yeah, I have to like check to remember that I still know how to play the ukulele every time. I still know how. So yeah, I'm going to do I'm going to do a poem. I wrote this poem when I was feeling really, really low, when I was feeling really like I didn't want to be on the planet and there was just a lot going on. And yeah, this was my way of telling myself to stay on the planet. It's called Lent, and it starts with a song you might know. So here we go. Somebody says you got a new friend. Does she love you better than I can? There's a big black sky over my town. I know where you're at, I bet she's around. I'm in the corner, watching you kiss her. Whoa, I'm right over here, why can't you see me? Oh, I'm giving it my all, 'cause I'm not the girl you're taking home. Ooh, I'll keep dancing on my own. On the first Sunday of Lent, Pastor Judy says to come to the front if the Spirit moves you, if you're looking for healing. So I move, and my forehead is anointed with oil, and I have bangs, so my hair is just greasy now. And I wonder if Jesus's hair was greasy, and maybe that's why he was so holy and shiny all the time. I make this joke whenever I go to church with my family about how none of it really applies to me because I'm a witch. It's not a joke. I went to the Colorado River looking for Yemaya when I moved. Set up my altar with De La Rosa, Mazapan, and candles for Selena, Frida Kahlo, and Barbara Streisand. I am the Femtecostal congregation at my own Chicana church. As I'm waiting in line to be healed, I become acutely aware that I have forgotten how to pray. Lost in the sunken sad of myself, my therapist says that I am a dark room searching for a flashlight. My other therapist says to remember the Mermaid magazine cover of me. The holiest thing I can think of is the fact that I woke up this morning, scrolled the Bible of Instagram makeup tutorial, and painted myself into parable. Blessed be my chrome blue hoops, vintage denim with all the patches, choosing the Bowie platforms over slip-ons. Blessed be my side shave, nose rings, weird tattoos. Blessed be my breath, choosing when to be poem and love song and joke. Blessed be my brave breath, choosing to steady when I am assaulted out of my own hometown. Blessed be my brave breath when my lover turned to alcohol and anger. The holiest thing I can think of is the fact that I woke up this morning. Blessed be my brave breath when I am forsaken, but get back up anyway. Love anyway, fight anyway. Blessed be my brave breath when I do not want to breathe. Unlovable sin, collapsed on the floor in ideation. The holiest thing I can think of is the fact that I am still alive, sparkling and spicy as ever, flexing on the past like a sorry bad boyfriend. Blessed be my brave breath when I get up behind the mic, when I am bullied but try again anyway, when I suture my scars into more than enough. Blessed be a prayer that says, you did not break me, you will not break me, I am so fucking alive. Blessed be a prayer that says, I will wake up tomorrow, I got shit to do, I'm not done here. Blessed be my fear. Blessed be my small cat. Blessed be my ache. Blessed be the glow up that follows, the nights I nickname myself Moon, the hundreds of people in the audience listening. The holiest thing I can think of is the fact that I am still alive, and that is so much more than enough. Amen. 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 Oh, yay! My headphone fell out of my ear, but you know what? We keep performing because that's what we do. So that's Lent. Those are all of my poems for you this evening. They all came out of this book. They are all in this book. Ooh, sorry if that made a noise. This is Big Feelings. This is my new book. It is out with Game Over Books. I saw somebody post in the chat about where can we get the book. You can get the book at gameoverbooks.com. That is the spot. Yeah, this one, please donate to the Ochre Project. Please, please, please. And I'm taking comments now. If you wanna, or not comments. I'm not taking constructive criticism. My heart cannot handle it currently. So only love and questions. That is all I can offer. Please pop your questions in the chat, and I would be oh so happy to answer them. I see one question already. And this question says, how does music influence your poetry? Well, funny story, it influences it really, really heavily. I am a child of musical theater. I came from musicals. That is what I know. That is how I started performing. And for me, a lot of my poetry is kind of structured in the same way as like a musical theater story song or like a character defining song or an I want song. A lot of it tells my story in those ways. I also write and sing my own original music, and I've been doing that, incorporating that more and more in my sets in a musical theater cabaret style. So music is really, really important to what I do. I'm also really heavy into pop culture. So I like making musical references. I like really just using music as a heavy tool as much as I possibly can. I like for everything I do to feel like a musical, whether you're seeing me do a set or whether you're seeing me reading from the book or you're sitting at home reading the book. It's all like with this musical structure in mind. So yeah, Big Feelings, actually, the title was inspired by a musical called Be More Chill. There's a lyric in that musical that says, I have mad, gigantic feelings, rad and frantic feelings. So that's where the title Big Feelings comes from. So that is kind of that. That is how music inspires me. I'll keep taking more questions if you have them. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. How do you come up with a poem? Good question. How do you come up with a poem? Well, I think for me, it used to kind of happen in these waves where yeah, I would feel really strongly. I would have a big feeling about something. And then I would be like, oh, this is a bigger story than just this thought that's in my brain. So for example, like uh Brenda happened because I made a joke. I was talking with somebody and I made a joke about the $4 blueberries at Whole Foods because I had gone to the like main gigantic Whole Foods in Austin, Texas, and they just have all these Amazon Prime stands set up, and like if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get to stand in a different line, and like it was a lot. It was a real exercise in tolerance. It was a lot. And yeah, that one single joke that I made about the $4 blueberries at Whole Foods turned into Brenda. So I think it's just about like finding something that inspires you, but letting inspiration be very broad. Um, I was also really inspired by Ariana Grande's latest albums and her relationship to Pete Davidson. So there's a big chunk of the book that's about that or in reference to that. And also, there's a Stranger Things section. There's a section that's inspired by the TV show Stranger Things. So, yeah, I mean, poems can really be about anything at all. It just has to be something that you have a big feeling about and a story you think is important. All right, more questions. Thank you for sending questions, yo. How do you conceptualize the difference between performance and the printed page, if at all? So this is a good question. I think that I really like to let there be different focuses on things. I'm very passionate about craft. I'm very passionate about form, and also making form accessible for everybody. I think that accessibility in poetry is really important. I cannot tell you how many times I've picked up a poem and read it and immediately felt stupid, but like the help wasn't really there for me to figure it out, and so I just kind of like worked my way through it. And I think it's important for there to be poems out there that challenge us. I just really want to hold the reader's hand into the challenge, and that is the same way that I feel about performance. I think that when I talk about writing, especially in workshops and stuff, I talk about this term that I kind of invented called speffability. And speffability means specificity creates relatability. And so to me, it's really just about like talking about all the most you details of your life, no matter how big or small, and being specific about them and leading the reader in with that relatability. That's how they're the same in performance and on the page. In the book, I do a lot of things that are kind of like the same equivalent of the trick I pull out of my hat when I'm performing. So a lot of times when I perform in person, I intersperse my poems with songs and I take the reader through a whole story that's told through these poems and songs, like chronologically. The whole set tells a story. And that is how you organize a manuscript. And so those songs for me, as they translate to the page or the book, become like a crown of sonnets, or become like I'm going to do a contrapuntal, or I'm going to do a sestina and mix it in with these other sort of story pieces. So those are the pieces that sing for me, while the other pieces are telling the story. And yeah, that's kind of how I think about it. Sorry, that was a really long-winded answer. I think, yeah, I'm going to take one more question, and yeah, then we will be good for the evening. This question just says, how does it feel to be an inspiration for people? That's really nice. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't ever really think about it that way, I guess, but I know this is a thing that people have said to me, and for me, I really just hope that it plants a seed more than anything. I'm extremely grateful, first and foremost, and I really hope that it plants a seed, whether that seed is encouraging somebody to stay on the planet when they really don't want to, or encouraging somebody to know that they are seen as a queer Latino person in the country, as a femme as well, whether that encourages them to speak up, to take action, or whether it encourages them to write and create, whatever it is. I really just hope that there's a seed planted every time that I have the opportunity to speak. And yeah, I really just want those seeds to germinate into beautiful things in the world, beautiful art and beautiful change and all of that. So yeah, that's how it feels for the most part. And I hope that you were all able to take a seed with you from this reading. Thank you so, so much for coming and hanging out with me. Poets in Pajamas, keep supporting their reading series. Big Feelings is available on gameoverbooks.com. Please, please, please donate to the Okra Project. Their link is pinned in the comments. If you came and hung out with us tonight, please, please send them a donation and keep on fighting wherever you are. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that y'all stay safe and have a good night.